Aoba, estamos ao vivaço, em cores, em jeitos e trejeitos, em mais uma live para reagir a coisas do Fate. E comigo aqui, ele, o Mano Bernardo, e também ele, o Mano Rama. Como estão se sentindo hoje, meus caros? Vou levar isso como um ótimo. Tira Rama está escrevendo. Vou jogar negócio aqui no Twitter também. Cadê? Ai, ai. Vai saber o que há de nós neste mundo de inconsistências e consistências. Saudar a todos espitamente. Continuo a querer jogar Final Fantasy VII Rebirth e desejar saber já. Eu também desejo. É o que eu mais quero na minha vida, basicamente, atualmente. Eu durmo falando, que vontade de jogar um Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Eu acordo falando, que vontade de jogar um Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. E eu faço toda da minha vida pensando em Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Boa noite a todos.
Oba!
Tava comendo pastel. Tô começando a live já?
Já?
Caramba.
Quer dizer, do Fate não, né?
É, eu ia falar do Fate.
O que você encontrou, Rama? Pam, 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 pam. Esse comercial aí é incrível, cara. Nossa, quem teve essa ideia foi um gênio, cara. Descatilo.
Meu Deus, esse vídeo, Rama.
Pussy.
Eu lembro de... É tão coisa...
Mano, bora comer um Cup Noodles aí, gente.
Incrível.
Calma aí, eu não tô vendo. Ah. A gente tá 15% mais profissional, hein? Agora tem música tocando de fundo. Nice. É incrível como o Cloud recupera exatamente 767 de HP. É mole. A música acabou. Voltamos a ser não profissionais. Opa, voltou. Aí, agora nós é muito
Por que
brabo.
tá Blade e Soul na live?
Aonde Blade Soul?
Aqui, ó.
Boa pergunta.
Olha o porco.
Opa, porco do... Deixa eu editar aqui.
Boa noite, lindos.
Pronto, troquei pra Fate. Vamos ver se fica. Caralho, que jogo mais aleatório. Blade Soul, tá? Hell. Caralho, deixa eu abaixar. Eu acho que a música está muito alta. Deixa eu abaixar um pouquinho.
Boa noite pra você também.
Eu sou capaz de escutar a Higurashi. Uma exímia noite de nada a você, porco. Faltam 3 minutos. E o Pokémon, hein, porco?
Ah, cara. Não quero mais ver Pokémon, cara. Quando já fala isso, eu já tremo, velho.
E faltam 60 segundos. Me pergunto se meu computador que está errado. Jogador de JP, o que Rude to set stuff about? Ih, ele não sabe. He don't know. Já, rapaz, essa melhor ou pior campanha de Fate? É a melhor e depois vira pior disparada. Ó, vê se mudou aí o Blade Soul, por favor. Eu acho que mudou. Espero que tenha mudado. Tem que ter mudado. Alô? Mudou. Aí que é uma live de feito grande horda. E aí, Rama, você tá preparado? Tá preparado para os servos do Lost Belt 7 só virem ano que vem? Não todos, né? Um muito especial no caso. Opa! Calma aí.
Oh my god.
Eu acho que o tamanho da tela ficou bom. Então vai ficar assim mesmo. Opa! Vem. Meu Deus do céu. Opa, vem. Ah tá. YGO.
Olá, voltei.
Olá.
Agora com caquinha.
Pô, você podia ter me trazido uma coquinha, hein, mano. Assim, só acho. Opa, se fala Igor? Beleza, desculpa aí, mano. Bem-vindo, Igor. Espero que curtem um tempinho com a gente, sem se importar com grandes blasfêmias que vão ser ditas e feitas e faladas e comentadas. Também evitaremos spoilers porque talvez a gente veja o futuro, mas não confirmo nada, mas também não nego. Punch. Road to 7. Road to 7. Não iremos comentar nada sobre alienígena nessa live, amor. Caramba! Ó, o cara que eu gosto, o cara que eu ainda não me apeguei e o resto do time. Deixa eu aumentar, eu acho que um pouquinho o som da live deve estar baixo pra vocês. Se estiver muito alto também, se avisa. Tô compartilhando com vocês?
Está.
Opa, beleza.
So we're going to talk about Power 1, Power 1.5. But before all that, let's have everybody introduce themselves first. Where should we start?
Eu falei, mano, desde o ano passado eles estão tentando emplacar mais gente da staff pra aparecer. Só que demorou anos pra gente gostar do gordinho. Agora vai demorar anos pra mim gostar desse outro pessoal, inclusive esse cabeludão aí. Ok, piada interna. Piada interna que não entenderemos.
Amém.
And Monica's been translating it all, interpreting it all of our panels. Monica. Right, and then Carl.
O maior fã de Turma da Mônica. É verdade, a gente sempre se importa até com dois no final do dia.
Hi, I'm Michael. You guys know who I am, right?
Ah, é Michael o nome dele, eu sempre esqueço.
I'm Michael. I'm the assistant localization producer for Fate Grand Order. I've been here since 2018, just after the first anniversary of FTL.
Caramba, Bernardo, você tá vivendo na tempestade? Ou é o porco?
Talvez seja eu, porque tá chovendo forte pra caceta aqui.
Dá pra escutar.
Meu microfone do celular pega muito.
Você é a tempestade que se aproxima, porco?
Eu sou.
No way.
Yeah, and we haven't done a lot of those for a long time, so a stream with just everybody here. It's been a while, you know. So yeah, hopefully we can do
together.
Yeah, let's see if we can bring back the wailing corner, Albert, the raincoat Albert.
I still have that picture somewhere. Yeah, I think I have it like
presence concealment.
B
because of my face. Alright, so today we're going to kind of look back on the prologue Power 1.5. We're going to kind of do it in the way of we're going to have a quiz show going on at the same time, and then after each segment each question
Oh,
regarding.
meu Deus.
Each question of the quiz will be about a specific part of the main story.
Ok.
So,
Cada
after
tópico vai
that,
ser
we'll
uma.
talk
Cada
about
eles vão
it
falar
and stuff
tópicos
like
sobre cada parte da
So,
história. Quem
that.
já
Let's
sabem.
move on to the quiz segment. Who
Putz,
wants to
quiz.
be the QP millionaire?
Tô vendo que vamos sair daqui meia-noite e
Alright,
40.
so let's,
Oh, meu Deus, ele
let's
transcendeu.
move on to something more fun.
Oh
So, who
my
wants to
god.
be the QP millionaire?
Equipe
So,
milionário.
we
Ah, vai
have
se
a quiz
ferrar.
prepared,
Aí
that
sim.
covers prologue, part 1 and part 1.5 scenario. It's multiple choice, and there will be a total of 13 questions. If
13
our contestant
perguntas.
gets all 13 questions right,
Vamos ver se a gente tá
giving away
bom,
10
hein?
million QPs to all the players.
Nota, não estamos.
Let's welcome our contestant! QP, 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 QP. So, contestant, would you like to introduce yourself? Yeah, sure, why not? Lauren's been with us since
Caralho, departamento de
the
marketing.
very, very early stages of FGO English version. So, are you ready for the quizzes?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Alright, so let's move on to the first question.
Lifeline, don't I?
You do get lifeline. Everybody
Eu devia ter pegado um suco antes de começar isso aqui. Agora eu vou viver na desgraça e na vergonha.
So, let's move on to the first question. First question is based on Fuyuki. So, well actually, no, the first question is based on overall FGO.
Okay.
General knowledge. So, Avengers are effective against question mark?
Rulers.
Against question mark.
É,
Which two servant classes fit in the blank, respectively? Now, there are
e
choices.
fracos contra Moon Cancer.
A is Shoulder and Moon Cancer.
Pronto, já ganhei 10 bilhões de QP.
Ruler and
Obrigado.
Moon Cancer. Choice C is Foreigner and Shoulder. Choice D is Moon Cancer and Alter Ego. Insert thinking BGA.
I don't need to.
Oh shit.
I know the answer.
And which is? You're correct!
Opa, uma de 3 já foi, guys.
So we'll talk more about it and how we think about how MGO started and how it's come so far before we move to the second.
Deixa eu ver as mensagens do Rama, que certamente são incríveis. E ah, pra onde estão os quartos? Também quero saber. Há quanto tempo atrás isso me seria útil, pois esse teste sem QP era inevitável.
It was fine. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Whoa.
I like that confidence.
Wow.
Cara, era mais fácil você confundir alguém se você pegar entre o núcleo Rider, Assassin e Caster. Normalmente, por alguma razão, o pessoal confunde quem bate em quem por ali. Singularidade F. Nossa, isso aí é... Isso aí é fake to go, início. Vamos te dar uma Artora Lily se você entrar no nosso jogo. Ah, as lembranças. Eu acho que o porco levou um raio. Meu Deus, ele levou mesmo. Deixa eu continuar, né?
Esse é muito bom. Calma aí.
Ai, carai. Pet Grand Orton na época onde Solomon era uma reagir. Você recorda, Japa? Me recordo. Sempre que eu lembro disso, eu volto a ser uma criança comendo ratatouille por alguma razão. Não, não mostra essa animação, pelo amor de Deus. Ah! A mexe cabeçuda. Opa. Volte o som e deixa eu cortar o som do outro. Pronto.
Sad.
Triste porque estava triste.
Oh yeah.
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 I remember when I started, I thought she was going to be a really big character.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, so this is going to be, okay then.
No, like, you know, the kind of like the typical trope of like.
Oh,
you
tô
have
falando
the band of main
do meme da
characters
Olga.
now, and they're going just go on this travel with you. And, oh,
Lembre que vocês sempre podem ver mais de Olga Mary se vocês lerem a novel do Case Files. O Shiro tá lá também, então vale a pena.
No, actually,
Shiro ganhando no
played
truco,
Singularity
ainda
F
por cima.
the night before my interview with Albert.
Só resta mostrar o NP inicial do Gilgamesh. Não, eles não fariam isso. Eles também não mostrariam o NP inicial da Artória.
My knowledge was like that first few scenes.
O Slice Opening realmente fornece um senso de evolução. Se eu for considerar a terceira recente que tivemos, que é belíssima. É verdade.
Right. Yeah, no, my experience was vastly different as the guy that they made just watch and read everything strapped to a chair for those first couple of weeks. You're way too happy about that. Send help.
Nós podemos ter mais sobre Olga Mary se eles houvessem tomado a escolha correta no ano passado já, pé mole. Não, desistam, não vai ter. Não. Não, a gente não tá falando do futuro, ó.
It's very different because like when you put Fuyuki, originally I thought it's like, oh, they're just going to kind of rerun the
É porque eu não sei o que acontece no futuro.
Kind of make like something out of it. It kind of is and it isn't. It's like a very different. Obviously, the stage is set in Fuyuki, and then Kufu didn't show up in a very different way than I thought as a caster. So later when they animated out with First Order, I was just like, oh, Kufu is so cool. Yeah. Oh, Kufu is so cool. So yeah, and. It's a very special start for FGO, and you know, based in Fuyuki, I guess what's a better place to start a brand new Fate?
It is. I think the thing that really stuck out for me when I was playing it is I had played mobile games, and I'm playing this. This one has a story. This one has a story that matters.
It has a lot of story.
Yeah, this one has a lot of story, and it matters. And okay.
And then I wish there's more story I can tell about that process, because there's a lot of story I can tell about that process with how it involved just me and Carl and another editor at the time, but maybe another time if we can kind of talk more about how I guess the dawn of fake run order English. Yeah.
I have two, yeah.
So then next, let's go into the first singularity.
Primeira singularidade, voltando pro quiz.
So we're moving on to the second question.
Ó, essa aqui a gente vai ser ainda melhor, hein? Não possuímos noção sobre qual série foi lançada entre o aniversário do ano passado e o evento de verão.
How did Nash explain why they failed their first contact with the French scout brigade?
Calma lá, aqui, eu me buguei aqui, calma lá.
A. They should have greeted them in French. Choice B. They should have
Durante a primeira missão do personagem, a primeira principal mestre, como o mestre explicou porque eles falharam no primeiro contato com a brigada de escoteiros francesa.
And choice D. They shouldn't have spoken to them in the first place.
Well, I can tell you what I would choose, but I do remember this particular.
Essa aí é difícil já, hein? Pá.
They should have greeted them in French. Is that your final answer?
Eu acho que o D. Ah, opa. Eu tinha que falar em francês.
Many languages I speak,
The
but
French.
that's not one of them. And we'll talk more about this chapter.
Já foram 2 de 13.
Oh, another question got right.
Good job, Lauren.
So
yeah.
close. Even though we still have 11 more questions to go.
No pressure.
So, first singularity. We also have a video real quick, so let's take a look.
Primeira singularidade. A singularidade de Sasaki Kojiro salvando a França. É isso mesmo? O salvador da França.
Oh, não, cara.
Fala, porco, como foi se tornar a tempestade que se aproxima? Ai, bati
Cara.
minha mão do lado aqui, ai.
Olha a singularidade quando ninguém tem apreço.
Muito bonitinho os trailerzinhos de singularidade antigo. O jogo era simples nessa época. A gente tinha a Jeanne pintada de cor diferente. E essa era a vida. Kyohime, primeira aparição dela. Elizabeth Bathory, não é a primeira aparição dela. Lancelot, você até esquece que ele tá nessa singularidade. Sansão também. Esses aí não, porque esses aí são mais presentes. Olha quantos servos apareceu, olha só. Mexe ainda tá cabeçudinha. Ah não, consertaram a cabeça dela. Ele tava nessa singularidade? Tava. Ele sempre esteve lá. Tô vendo que tem uns NP aí que já tá atualizado, hein? Ah, tá. Eles não tiveram culhões pra mostrar a animação antiga. Não possui noção, Totá foi lançado no aniversário. Olha essa unidade qual ninguém tem apreço. Não havia Zeus, não havia Cernunos.
Alright, so what's everybody's thought on the first singularity?
Você ainda nos continua ainda?
Yes, John Alter.
Cara, eu não odeio
That surprised me.
Orleans. Eu acho que é tipo início de aventura ainda.
It's like,
Tipo, ainda tá preparando o terreno pro que vai vir. Então eu aceito ela como uma singularidade de abertura.
But when you first saw it, I remember. Wait, this doesn't make any sense.
Tururu.
I mean, in Orleans of all places,
Yeah.
yes, that makes a lot of sense.
oh,
Yes.
that line. Okay. So,
That line that became.
Talvez vocês não saibam também, mas Sasaki Kojiro está na singularidade. E ele que salva a França no final.
I think I initially rolled it in the lack of sleep. So also, I saw the translation, and then I was like, sure. And then I'm like, and then I talked to the editor at the time. Is this okay? The editor's like, sure. And then it come back to me again. I'm like, sure. I mean, ultimately, it makes sense.
This is our process, by the way.
It makes sense. It makes perfect sense because I think Japanese was a Shikuyodo?
Why are you asking?
On that part, because it's basically it's been a long time. So it's Marie using a Japanese slang, and she's like, "Oh, I never heard something like this before," and we're just like, "What was something that Marie would never say?" I'll sell my homie. You'll sell my homie, and then I know it creates
O que eu perdi? Eu comi outro pastel.
Aí você fica cego quando você come pastel?
O que aconteceu? Eu tava comendo pastel.
Estavam falando sobre Orleans.
Tá falando de Orleans, tava falando sobre o Salvador da França, Sacodiro, sobre a Gianni com a skin pintada, que aí vira outro personagem.
We sold through that really quickly.
Yes.
Really quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
But we're also going to how John Alter came to be, and I think for Jodorei, for a character that a lot of people's first impression.
Ô Bernardo,
Oi?
He's not
Você
a
tá bem?
likable man.
He's not
Eu
unlikable.
também.
o que você acha de entreter uma live enquanto eu pego um suco?
Pode ser.
Então tá com você agora, confio em você. Igor, faz pergunta pra ele, Igor. Deixa ele ficar quieto não.
It's not just the protagonist or the good guy's part, the bad guy's part. You know, with John Alter being so important to that story, I think a lot of thought was given into Jodorei's struggle.
Então, galera,
Jodorei's almost
Fernando Tirado,
religious
respondimento
obsession
da carta chapa.
over John and
Responda a
how that
dúvida
everything-
do Ramos.
qual a dúvida, ô, Rama? Diga.
Yeah, I think I think most people watch it should have already cleared it.
Boy, I hope so. If you're watching, I hope. Yeah.
But
Pois a informação da versão alta da Gianni começou a voltar e possui IP de animação. Possui!
Yeah.
Em outra timeline.
I think for people that maybe have, watched Phase Zero, will kind of, it's not really exact extension, but it definitely, it's built upon the character.
It's certainly something that he would have wanted.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, jokes aside, he's not a likable man, but he's a compelling villain.
Yes.
And he's interesting.
Yeah.
And what he does in Orleans and what he is after is certainly, if you've watched Zero, is very easy to kind of
Right.
get your head around what he's doing and why he's
Yeah.
doing it. So it's an interesting story there.
Yeah. So,
And it gave us John Alter.
and give us a John Alter. So for people who have not experienced it for yourself, definitely read the story. And we will move on to the next quiz and we'll see if Lauren will be okay.
Mas, Rama,
For the next
agora
question,
tem uma pergunta pra você, pra enfrentar a live.
Question 3. What is the name of the first demon god pillar the main character encounter and fights in the eternal
Aonde
Nightmare
surgiu
Saga?
o interesse em Oda Nobunaga?
So A, Fornius. 2. Question. Choice B. I'm saying 2. Choice B, Halfas. Choice C, Barbados. And choice D, Floros.
I think it's 4.
G? Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Are you sure?
What is 4?
Floros.
Yes, that's my final answer.
And you are correct! Whoa, we're 3 questions in! And let's have a talk with the team and see what they think about it. Good job, Laura!
Yeah, one step closer.
So the next chapter we'll be talking about Singularity 2, Septum. So we also have a video, so let's take a look about Septum and what happened then. It's been a while. So
Yeah.
it's a refresher for everybody, so let's take a look.
Voltei, bem na hora da outra singularidade.
Eternal mesmo isso.
O que eu perdi, que com certeza foi muito interessante.
Não.
Eu perguntei se do Rama onde surgiu o interesse em Oda Nobunaga.
Onde está o Nobunaga? Neroclaurius, Boldic, Spartacus, Junkri, ela nem lembrava que ela estava aí. No Bull Function. Steno, grande, todo mundo gosta de tirar ela. Tamamo Cat, grande, todo mundo gosta de tirar Tamamo Cat. Leonidas, grande, muito foda mesmo. Darius terceiro, existe.
O homem mais poético.
Gaio Júlio César. Ótimo. Calígula. Xandinho. Zuglian Lord, o Meloy já foi meta, hein?
Vamos.
O Romulus. Talvez exista uma versão dele 5 estrelas.
Apenas talvez.
Ariana Top Budica. A NP da Bud quando dava dano?
Não, era sempre suporte.
Cara, eu tô vivendo uma, assim, porra, numa linha de tempo diferente, então. Será que ela vai dormir? Será que ela vai dormir? Não mostraram se ela dormiu, desgraça.
Anel do NP antigo.
Ah! Suquinho de uva. Umu! Chorei.
Alright, Septum. Umu.
Umu.
So,
Can we just do that the whole time? We'll just umu back and I think umu.
No, it has to be agree to something. Umu. So, yeah, Nero. Nero.
We covered that, I think.
Nero.
But there is another character in Septum who is
Entendo.
of one of the people on this couch.
Who is it, Carl?
Who is that?
So Carl loves Altera.
I feel like that's underselling it, honestly. Like, I've seen Carl's desk.
Yeah, I've seen Carl's desk.
The wall.
Umu apenas.
What do you like about?
Como?
Oh.
Really, the rainbow sword.
Daqui a pouco o bot brota aí só pra falar como a Nero é ruim.
Christmas. Christmas.
Ou não.
Ué.
Ele é de fazer isso, ele é um cara esperto.
De quem você está falando, já?
He picks his ground and stands.
Um homem conhecido como apenas um bot, mas acho que ele não tá aí, não.
Civilization. So yeah, Septum is
Deixa eu
Ele
ver
é
aqui.
collab.
I think
Quê?
one of the release chapter.
Bernardo terá que responder minha dúvida no lugar do Japa. É um mundo onde todos os seguidores, conforme o Japa, possuem um update de animação. É uma pergunta qual eu pensei mais tempo que deveria. Último quiz. Ela não se manifestou no momento algum, Bernardo. Fez esse questionamento brutalmente. Irei respondê-lo. Todos gostam da Nero, não, Japa? Eu gosto da Nero. O geral design me agradou inicialmente. Eu conheci mais a verdade por sua vez me levou até o ápice no Bunaga. Menino bu, nhobu, nhobu.
Yabu!
A sound that's like yeah.
Umu, Igor. Umu.
Like
See what I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did there. Oh wow. Ooh. So we actually had a lot of discussion.
Já foram o quê? 3 perguntas de 13?
Umu was actually hotfixed in. The game didn't launch.
A gente vai acabar isso aqui? Creio que não.
After people went through the chapter, we seen people's reaction, we're going kind of over the game again and kind of decide how much do we want to lean into that. And obviously some people, not all of the feedback was serious. Some people just like, oh my god, where's my Umu? But we have taken a look.
Até hoje eu não tenho Umu, gente. Até hoje eu não tenho um Umuzinho nessa conta, pelo menos aí do canal que eu uso.
If we just use,
Favor, Fate, me dá Nero.
that part kind of, her character just, it's gone because everybody
okay.
and the story is not voiced. So for that part, we ultimately decide with everybody. Again, it's a team effort, so not just us. We talked with Japan as well. So we decided to hotfix Umu in. So when Nero used Umu, it was written out as Umu. And
Eu não tenho e nem quero ter.
Não. That part of Nero's character in it, so.
Goste da Nero, Igor. Goste da Nero. É uma ordem.
Use Umu for everybody else either. So there's that part. Just consider the overarching character of Nero. So not in the serious part. Sometimes in the comedy part as well, in some of the events.
Só acho engraçado que eu faço aniversário junto com ela.
So stuff like that.
Opa, aí sim.
Story is very interesting. Rome versus Rome.
Yeah.
Are you wrong?
Ninguém faz aniversário. Eu acho que não tem nenhuma figura legal que faz aniversário no mesmo dia que eu.
Story, so you could roam.
Nem figura que faz.
Can be Rome. Because all Rome.
Aí, lá vai o Bernardo, vai achar o rei peixaria da peixaria do seu Jorge.
Michelangelo nasceu no mesmo dia que eu.
Vou saber, Bernardo.
Come on, Lauren. You got
Você é um gênio então, Bernardo? Você faz uma pintura aí pra nós, faz um favor.
Não, eu trago isso também. Eu nasci no mesmo dia que o Churão morreu.
Que curioso. Auto-reencarnação, cara. Foda.
What was Princess Drake's wish as her reward for saving the era before she vanished? A large amount of alcohol, meat, and spices.
Qual foi o desejo da Drake? Eu não lembro agora. Não foi isso não. Eu acho que é C, já. Saudade de Chorão Skate. Ele pode virar um servo, hein? Um servo que anda de skate.
For main character to remember the journey with Drake as a fun one. And you're correct!
Todos os skates eu desejo a você, Igor.
Almost we're about a quarter way there for the 10
Ele seria Rider? Provavelmente.
And let's talk with the team.
O Rider que sabe andar de skate.
A little bit too easy.
I think they've been just right.
Just right?
They've been just right.
We don't need to tweak it out a little bit harder.
No. I think Lauren's doing great.
Okay.
We need to. Yeah. You make it sound like that's rare.
So, okay, Anos. We also have a recap video. Check it out.
Opa, Alquianos, bora lá.
Boa.
Até hoje eu não tenho também uma Drake, nenhuma conta. Eu acho que eu não consegui a Drake. Podia ter pego ela no meu ticket 5 estrelas? Podia.
Alguém fez isso? Claro que não.
Não fiz. Eu acredito que ela vai vir por Spook. Eu tô esperando isso acontecer. Caralho, Jason, mano.
Francis Drake.
Antes de ser legal.
Euriali, também conhecida como Matadora.
Orion. Davi,
Barba Negra. O seu grande debuff, né, dos servos mais populares desse jogo. Marianne. Medea Lily. Fofa. Hércules. É nosso antigo do Davi. Não é que é antigo, né? Porque nunca mudaram também. Aí já ficaria. Matadora de Gawain.
Nossa, eu lembro que eu tinha trauma dessa luta.
Meu Deus, é o dragão. Ah, o da Drake até hoje é bonito, vai. Eu acho que é um daqueles que envelheceu bem no jogo, por alguma razão. Mas sempre aceito novidade. E é isso. Eu vou deixar rolar, mas já sabe, né? Provavelmente o vídeo caindo. Live caindo em 3, 2, 1. Eu não tô ganhando nada mesmo?
And we're back.
Eu lembro da discussão da inclusão do Jason em Fate Stay Night. Jason, o cérebro do Shinji.
I remember the first thing I thought in Okeanos was just
Jason seria o
like,
servo
oh,
do
yeah, we have the
Shinji,
rail, we killed the
certeza.
Silence. Like, what? So what are we doing? What?
Eu não tenho a
I
Nero
don't know what
Bride,
happened.
eu
Tell
tenho
me the
só a
story.
Nero Summer.
So obviously there's a lot more going on after that.
There is a lot more going on.
Curiosamente,
But at that
interessantíssimo
moment, when
se
it started,
considerar
I
o
was
Lost Level 5.
like,
Sempre que eu observo o Jason, eu me recordo da discussão da inclusão do Jason em Fate Stay Night.
Such a likable character. Still to this day, Blackbeard is a very, very likable character.
I wanna give a shout out for
Todo mundo gosta, eu acho que pelo menos uns 90% do público de Fate Go gosta do Barba Negra,
That's
imagino
right.
eu.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, that's so sad. Oh my god.
You're just remembering
I
that
don't
now, aren't
remember.
you?
That scene is sad. Oh, that's the goodest point. Yes.
Eu gosto muito que o Gil tá sofrendo. Ele não está vendo a live, mas ele está vendo o pior.
Also where we met Jason.
O que ele tá fazendo?
Not the goodest
De acordo com ele, em minha defesa. Ele está jogando Persona 4 Golden.
Vixe. Amo tanto ele que quebraria no soco, viu?
Oh.
Que
I've seen the
isso?
pictures of that.
I remember that. Yeah.
Peraí, eu preciso ir ao banheiro.
Oh.
Was that year's Halloween also when we dressed up as pirates? That's the
Yeah,
only
because
time I dressed up.
I've seen the pictures of you guys as pirates.
Yeah, so me, Carl, and the editor at the time, we dressed up as pirates. That picture would never get out, but but we
It
have.
exists.
Yeah, so actually, Okeanos is it's the first chapter I get added after launch. So a lot of new story, obviously, and from there on, the story just gets more and more extensive.
I remember early on thinking that Drake's NP was one of the
Pam,
cooler
pam,
ones I
pam,
had seen.
param, pam, pam, pam,
It
pam.
was
It
very
was
cool.
a really cool animation.
Yeah.
Also, yes.
So if you guys want to know why Asterio is the goodest boy,
Play Okeanos.
Lembrando, jogadores de Fate Go, se vocês não usaram todos os seus earpods
I can't
de
believe I forgot
bonde,
about that.
usem eles agora que meia-noite, 1h, vão embora todos de uma
I'll
vez.
just be like,
We'll just hear sobs from his
Sobs.
office.
yeah. Alright, so
Turururu.
next, let's see how Laura is doing for the next quiz, and we can talk about the next chapter. This one. All right, well, a quarter way through, almost there for the 10 million QP. So next question: 3 individuals identified by the initials P, M, and B spearheaded the plan to spread the demonic fog throughout London. P was Paracelsus. M was Maki Rizogen. Who was B? Choice A, Bedivere.
Os indivíduos que se identificam como iniciais PMB,
Choice C, Charles.
fala alguma coisa da demoníaca Papé em London. P era Paracelsus, Von Ham, M era Makizoukin, que era B. Charles Babbage.
Babbage? Are you sure this may be one of those trick questions?
Essa é fácil também.
Are you willing to stake the 10 million QP on it? Okay, and the answer is Babbage. Yeah. that was a really that's actually a so let's go back to the scenario discussion. Quarter way through.
Lauren, you got this.
Actually, about a third way through at this point now. We're ever so close to that 10 million QP.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. So, singularity 4. London.
We have a video, right?
We do have a video. Let's take a look.
Ah, mais uma. Opa, GQ, esse é o servo bom, hein? Vejo todo dia alguém usando um GQ na party, sempre tá lá. Esse é o servo da década. Aaron, GQ e Hyde, mano. O Toninho. Eu tenho um Toninho. Talvez tenha a singularidade que eu pulei por causa da Loli. Qual a Loli?
Já.
Meu Deus, o Hans cabeçudo.
Isso é incrível.
Ah, da Nursery Rhyme. Não posso permitir que a terra da Bretanha seja violada por alguém outro do que eu. Meu Deus! É, literalmente é contra a Morgana. Ah, também tem a Jack. Nossa, eu lembrei da Loli mais difícil de lembrar, que era Nursery Rhyme. Tá, mas tem a Jack também, é verdade.
So, now we can talk about London.
Now we can talk about it?
Now we can talk about London. A lot of familiar characters for people who follow the franchise.
Oh yeah.
Overall.
Eu tava muito bravo com a Jack. Por que você tava bravo com a Jack? Conta essa história aí pra nós.
From other IPs in the franchise, or other titles in the big Fate IP.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of stuff
Eu ia
happened.
quase me
So I
esquecido
think
sobre Londres,
first
grandiosa
time in
Fran.
London, it's like after finish the story, I obviously
Londres eu não esqueço por causa de quando a gente tava fazendo teoria do Holmes, mas não vou me estender.
I feel like London is where the big
Mas precisamente na outra, em Camelot, ele falou que ele tava em Londres e isso aí era importante. Então eu nunca esqueço de Londres.
Oh, man.
Location,
not to be named. They run into a certain detective for the first time. So they run into a certain detective for the first time, and yeah, like what Michael just said, learn about the overall plot. But Mordred, I love.
Oh man, Mordred is one of my favorite characters.
Nem tem história, só não gosto dela.
Was one of the first characters that I remember pulling for.
And then Kintoki also showed up.
Yes, he did.
And then Tesla. And we got a new Saber who's a Lancer, who's an Alter. Yeah,
work your way backward through that. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, so we got Ultra Pendragon Lancer. Alter. So this is the time we start to building into the many Saber faces.
That was but the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah. And that started to kind of kick off into a lot of the plot that goes into the next overarching story as well. So
and feeds very nicely into the plot for the very next Singularity.
Yes.
Which you have a quiz question to answer about.
We
believe in you.
We believe in you. So
you have lifelines for that.
So let's see how Lauren does in the question. Check out the quiz.
Bora lá pra pergunta.
Let's see about that. So, next question.
Eu já perdi quantas perguntas
In
foram
North
já.
American Myth War, E pluribus unum, Queen Mab summons 28 demon god pillars dubbed the 28 warriors.
Qual o
What
nome
is
oficial
their
deles?
name?
Putz!
Choice A, Grim Cal. Choice 2.
Eu não vou lembrar disso aí nem fudendo.
Cal. Choice C, Clan Gallatin.
Chuta aí um, Rama. Chuta aí pra gente. Só você pode.
Clan Gallatin. You want me to repeat that again? So choice A is Graham Gallatin. Choice B is Crum Gallatin. Choice C is Clan Gallatin.
C,
And
vou confiar em você.
D is Clan Gallatin. Oh, you're using one of the lifelines? Use your first lifeline? Alright, which lifeline would you like to use? Phone a friend! Alright, who are you phoning? A friend. Thanks, Monica! Monica!
Eu falei, mano, é uma piada interna muito boa entre eles. Só que a gente não sabe. Porque eu não trabalho na lasanha. Eu acho. A resposta disso será dita no fim da live.
Hello?
Vai pra assim, Face Brand Order traduzido.
Lauren, what is it? I'm busy working on FGO stuff.
I have a really important question. Albert's actually gonna read it to you.
Okay.
So, Laura is on Who Wants to Be a QP Millionaire? So,
Eu não sinto mais minhas
she
coisas.
has to answer all the questions correct. So we'll get
É o quê?
10 million QP for everybody. So she's stuck on this question. Right, so the question is, in the North American Myth War, E pluribus unum, Queen Mab summoned 28 demon god pillars dubbed the 28 warriors. What is their official name? I am.
Yeah, give me the options, man.
So options: A is Graham Calton. B is Crum Calton. C is Clan Gallatin. And D is Clan Calton.
Oh wow, those are all so different. Wow, okay, geez, that was, okay, it's, oh no, I know this one. It's, D, the last one, Clan Gallatin.
Ele falou que é D.
You're welcome, don't blame me if I'm wrong, bye.
Essa aí eu não lembraria mesmo, não, hein? Essa é
Is the answer
difícil.
D? You sure about D? You're going to trust Michael 100% on this? All right, Michael. The answer is it is D. And let's talk more about this chapter because I want to talk about this real quick.
You got there, Lauren. Yeah, so that was poorly timed. As I was working on something considerably more current, and it's like, wait, oh man, all the way back there. I don't know, Lauren. I was busy with other stuff. I don't disagree that it was important.
Essa aí foi difícil.
So let's
Mínima diferença de clã Gala,
take a
Gallatin
look at the
para
recap video
clã
so we'll know how
Gallatin.
important.
Yes, to emphasize how important it is.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the recap video.
Quinta singularidade. Valor da humanidade A+. Grande Rama.
Oh my god.
Helena,
Oh, Maia.
Thomas Edson e Karna. O trio Queen Mad, Kurra em Alter, Arjuna. O Gold apareceu. O homem com as 3 melhores skills do jogo inteiro.
Build it aqui. Oh my god.
Brahmastra. Ipan.
A organização antigo.
Desse. Amém. E aparece uma enfermeira gostosa. Nightingale Plat. Caralho, não mostraram o NP do Jerônimo, mano. Porque era forte demais pro jogo aguentar. Oh, Billy the Kid! Billy the Kid, um oferecimento de um fato gamer.
America!
America!
America! So, yeah, we're in America now. We are in America.
We are.
Eles estão na América, quem diria?
I don't know. Let's just walk over to the East Coast and check like they do in the Singularity.
So, Singularity 5. So we get Arjuna versus Karna for the first time.
We do.
Tech side, which is Coup Alter.
We do have Coup Alter. We get Coup Alter. We get Maeve. We get Skaha. We get End of List.
Deu merda a transmissão. Não. Cara, tudo começou do nada.
She did have a very
O NP da
princess dress, yes.
Nightingale não se aparenta com o Lost Belt 7 já.
The demonic gobblers.
Disse Rama.
Even more involved now.
Oi. Desculpa aí, clã. Aceitaram o Jerônimo, matou a stream por alguns segundos. É um servo muito poderoso.
Então,
O NP da Nightingale não se aparenta até com o NP de uma série específica no qual conhecemos o Lost Belt 7, Japa. Não sei, porque a gente não sabe nada do Lost Belt 7, porque a gente não vê o futuro.
exato.
Less episodic.
Yeah.
Arcs being told.
Doideira
I
seria
do
se
remember when
visse no
Edison showed
futuro.
up. I remember looking at the other editor at the time going, I'm sorry, what? Just,
That's
it's like-
Edison.
he was just like, yeah, don't worry about it.
Edison. I still remember a lot of people's first impression is, why lion?
That was my first impression. I was like,
Why a lion?
Why a lion?
Why a lion? So it has a lot of
Just play.
just play and you understand.
We won't spoil it for you.
Coup Alter was a very cool character. I remember that was one character everybody wanted.
Yeah. There were a couple of really cool characters there.
Yeah.
He was definitely high on that list.
Yeah. And how does first on the rivalry, Karna versus Arjuna?
Yeah.
That just goes on even till today.
A literally mythical rivalry.
Yeah. And so if you haven't got there, definitely play the story for yourself. The North American Myth War. And
Yes.
we'll see why Myth War. It sounds very grand,
Why
very epic.
indeed.
Why indeed? So yeah, check out the story for yourself, and we can go into the next segment and see.
Two lifelines left.
Two left.
She won't be calling me again.
All right, back to the quiz. All right, moving on to the next question. That one was a little difficult. So the next question, in the divine realm of the Round Table Camelot, what was the name of the wooden vehicle that can drive through the desert Ozymandias gave to Leonardo da Vinci? Okay, so choice A, all-purpose vehicular omnicopter Sphinx. Choice B, all-purpose vehicular ornithopter Sphinx.
Vamos ver.
C, all-purpose vehicular
Ué?
opticopter Sphinx.
Como outro também não tem.
Eu acho
D is
que...
all-purpose vehicular optic hopper Sphinx.
Eu acho que é C.
Oh, are we using another lifeline immediately already? You sure you don't want to hold on to it? We're about halfway through. Are you sure? Are you sure about that?
Ih, vai usar mais uma das vidas dela aí. Não sabe.
Okay. So lifeline, which lifeline?
Ela não sabe, guys.
50-50. Alright, so I'm just going to give you 2 to choose from. So, choice 1. All-purpose vehicular omnicopter sphinx. Choice 2. All-purpose vehicular ornithopter. Ornithopter sphinx.
Okay. One of my top choices is the remaining one. So I'm gonna go
Tenho certeza que cada 20
Ornithopter.
repetiu
É B.
isso
Not
bastante.
omnicopter.
Eu não memorizei o
You sure it's
bastante.
not omnicopter?
Hum.
Are you very, very sure?
Pior
it's
que
not
Omni.
omnicopter?
Podia ser Omni, hein?
And you're going to go with that one. You're not gonna change your answer.
I don't like this. Yes.
Alright.
Ih, eu acho que errou.
Ornithopter, you're correct. You didn't fall for the trap. You did not fall for the trap. Yeah, Camelot, I really like the chapter, and we have an animated movie on Camelot as well. So let's talk to him.
Lauren!
Lauren!
Ela tá indo bem, ela tá indo bem.
We're
Tenho
halfway
certeza
there?
que a Da Vinci repetiu isso bastante, porém eu não memorizei o bastante.
But that was a little close there with the...
Ah,
Nossa,
mano,
não,
muito
Wi-Fi.
difícil, muita coisa pra memorizar. Pô, de tanta coisa que podia ter falado da singularidade, vai falar o negócio do veículo, cara.
Camelot.
Falava o nome do Demon God
Let's take a
Pillar.
look at the video.
Singularidade, onde as pessoas falam que ficou bom o negócio. O Rei Leão. O
O Rei
Arashi.
Leão.
O Arashi. O misógino. O mão da porra. Shun San Zhang, Leonardo da Vinci.
Perfeita.
Nitocris. Perfeito.
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 Lancelot, Mordred,
Todos viados,
Tristram,
meus
Gawain. Nitocris. E o Homem do Arroz. Oh yeah. Esquecido na animação do filme. Toara Touta. Não, eu até me lembro do nome dele. Quase gostoso. Realmente.
É machucadinho ele.
Estela! Olha ali, toque do NP. Procurando me dar vou te jogar uma pirâmide.
2.
Um dos NPs extremamente fortes por alguma razão, mas estamos aí. Dessa vez com certeza ele mata meu rei com minhas próprias mãos. E filminho. Oh, vovô razão! Oh, serena! Serenidade!
Alright, so Camelot. This
Oh,
is
hype,
one
hein?
of this is one of the many popular or infamous chapters of Fake Grand Order.
É verdade, o Merlin é citado nessa singularidade.
Everybody remembers
Gwen,
Gwen,
we don't like
that one
Gwen.
fight?
No one on the team likes. Okay, it's the fight itself.
The fight is what we don't like. We don't.
I think that's the first time where what is it? The Berserker Go Boom
Yeah, Berserker Gober just stops.
stops working.
Yeah.
It's the first real difficulty spike.
É, realmente tristemente,
But I
é
think
onde
that
você
also
tem
works
que
into a lot of
pensar pra jogar o
what you
jogo.
tell people at convention is that FGO is one of those games that the low rarity characters will shine
Oh,
a lot.
yeah,
So
she got me through
Uriel
that.
would just that stun luck.
Yes,
Maldito
yeah,
seja
that was just-
aquele
that was
primeiro
awesome.
cavaleiro
So
aleatório
a
que a
lot of
gente
people,
mata no
I don't
deserto.
remember at the time people were just looking up, oh, you know, how do you beat Gohan?
Yeah.
And then people were just like,
Cavaleiro
bring
aleatório.
a 3-star. I'm like, what do you mean just bring a 3-star? Yeah, you
Instructions unclear.
yeah, you didn't save Uriel? No?
What do you mean you don't save all of your 3
É,
stars?
todo mundo quando entrou
I
nela
think
passou
at that
sufoco.
point, I mean, a lot of people are
Teve
really
gente
do
aí,
that.
muita gente, inclusive quem jogava no início mesmo do jogo,
Really have to
que quase nem upava servo, tava cheio de ESP, eu não fazia os negócios direito, não terminava. O Pava tava upando só os 5 estrelas que tinha.
rush.
E aí chegou lá em Camelote e o caldo engrossou pra eles.
It was animated amazing.
Eu quero jogar Reaper! Manda jogar o
There's
7!
a lot
Eu não
I
tô
can talk
entendendo.
about in that chapter.
Eu queria jogar o Reaper, só que não joguei o 7 Remake ainda. Nem o 7 original.
Joga o 7 Remake
So
então.
many people that are coming in.
Ué, e o original?
Were really cool. And Mordred came back.
Joga o 7 original então.
And there was another very cool character that we'll also talk more in the next chapter.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that later. 'Cause, yeah,
in the next
Lauren was-
chapter.
yeah.
Dá pra você jogar o remake,
So,
porque o remake ainda não é o jogo completo. E aí você para e joga o original. Quando você terminar o remake.
right now.
We've now given you the hint as
Yeah.
to how to get unstuck.
I mean, instead of a hint, we literally just tell you who to bring.
We did just tell
We
you,
did just
yeah.
tell you who to bring.
She's not hard to get.
Funciona também, que aí você já sabe, tipo, né, que mudaram isso aqui do era do original. E ainda você não vai ver o final do jogo, que não tem o final do jogo
You
ainda,
know,
então...
it might be easier to go through Camelot now. Camelot at the next chapter was, at the time, voted the most popular singularity. At the time, I think there was a survey done in Japan. Which two singularity you would like to get animated? I think that was the question. Don't quote me on it. But so yeah, Camelot. I think a lot of people might have seen the movie as well. But the story is you do have to experience the fight yourself. I think the first time when I saw them,
Eu considero o remake o
only
melhor
only
início
the
para
righteous
quem tá
people would
jogando
so they claim
Calma aí.
into Camelot. And you know a lot.
Eu considero o remake melhor. O melhor início
have a
para
great
começar
time.
Final
Didn't have a great
Fantasy VII em si.
And
Thank you.
Ozymandias was also a very cool character.
He was.
What he did at the end was a little shocking as well.
Yeah.
Well, like toward the end, about how he just be like, I like that name. Maybe I can just be that. And you know, that golden...
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are we not mentioning Bedivere this whole time?
Because that's at the end.
No, he's with you the whole time.
No, I want to talk about it at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a nice save.
Yeah.
E é necessário jogar o remake se quiser jogar o
I'm not
Rebirth.
there yet. Hello?
You're the one holding the script. We don't know.
Yeah.
Meu Deus, é meia-noite e 6 já, Fate. Eu tenho que gravar um vídeo ainda
Themselves.
e lançar amanhã,
He is a good
socorro.
He's a really likable character.
It's his struggle. It's something that, I mean, obviously no one can understand his struggle.
É hoje que eu vou dormir
I
6
like
da manhã.
that-
Ou 6
And
não,
it's
2
always
da
what I
manhã.
like about this franchise Fate itself is, you know, we don't just talk about him being a Knight of the Round Table, the glory being a
Vou
Knight
até
of the
deixar o
Round Table.
controle carregando.
Obviously fighting against his own
Yeah.
his own friends, you know. So it's
I think one of the things that I really love about Camelot as a story is it's very clear that the team behind creating it really understood Arthurian myth.
right.
Because the Knights of the Round Table were a hot mess.
Uh-huh.
And I think Camelot, the Singularity, does this really great job of capturing just like what a total mess Camelot was. So it's that take on it is really interesting.
Yeah.
And seeing Bedivere and how he struggles with what version of it we get in the Singularity is just makes for a cool story.
Yeah, so he has been wandering in that desert.
Eu nem sei quantas perguntas foram, mas eu sei que tem 13.
So, what is his struggle? How did he solve it at the end? There is a big reveal.
Ah, eu acho que a gente vai ver tudo isso aqui, não vai ter nada demais hoje, quer saber? Ah, mas já estamos aqui, né? Bora ir até o final, né?
Bora até o final.
Infelizmente eu não consigo. Não irei conseguir. Tenho que sair agora.
Ixi, vai lá, pura. Boa noite aí, dormindo aí.
Boa noite.
Yeah.
Part 1. So let's go back to the quiz. All right. So now we're 2 lifeline down. You have 1 more lifeline.
Boa noite,
Boa noite, pura, que durma bem. Até a próxima.
Até a próxima. Bye.
So, next question. In absolute demonic from Babylon, when Ereshkigal disguised herself as Ishtar and interacted with the main character, what did she do that dispelled her disguise? A. Yawn. B. Sneeze. C. Hiccup. Or D. Blink.
B.
I'm lucky. I also remember this secret.
And so here. And you're correct! Yay! Babylonia! I can talk about Gilgamesh! So, yeah, let's go into talking about Gilgamesh. I want to talk about Gilgamesh!
Yeah, I know you do, but there's a video first. There's a video.
Let's take a look at the video!
Acabando as singularidades, é a penúltima.
Eles vão até a 1.5 e vai acabar. Não tem muita coisa não vou mostrar nada não. É só esse joguinho aí. Creio eu. Eles podiam ter deixado no calendário das coisas que eles vão mostrar, né? Eles só falaram, ah, hoje tem isso aqui e é isso.
Merlin.
Grande Merlin. Isso aí não. Quetzalcoatl. Ui. Essa é muito, a singularidade é muito boa mesmo. Boa até demais. Diga-se de passagem. Jaguar!
Claro, é que é parada. Se o Nath escrever, é claro que é bom, velho.
Vai lá, Gilcaster. Eu já ouvi tantas vezes ela falando isso.
Gilgamesh.
Okay. All right. Just yeah. Good job, Lauren.
Good job, Lauren. All right,
No lifelines. She did it.
Okay, well, yeah.
Let's just let him get this out of his system.
Gilgamesh is cool. Play the story.
Ah, o Gilgamesh aparecer e não tinha como, né? Todas as fangirls do Gil brotaram de todos os lados do mundo pra falar. Épico.
I mean, yeah. Okay, fine.
Okay, like seriously, it's
Dito isso, adoro meu Gilgamesh.
From the earlier
We do.
singularities.
Because you mentioned Gilgamesh, very few times in my career working on Fate have I had you over my shoulder as much while I'm editing. We're just like, does that sound cool enough?
So I really like Gilgamesh. For people that still don't know, I really like Gilgamesh.
Por muitos considera a melhor singularidade. Sempre agradável ver a face que a Quetzalcoatl constitui quando não está empolgada. É verdade.
But a lot of people have different perspective about Gilgamesh.
This did give a very different perspective.
Yeah, so
very different
so
perspective.
in Babylonia we see Gilgamesh as a king. So a very different how he
Depois da singularidade, eu passei a gostar mais do Gil.
Babylonia is very different than in all the other iterations. And
eu concordo.
I think a lot of people are like, oh, I think I really like this Gilgamesh.
I really like that version of Gilgamesh, but the thing, like,
Nunca fui um haterzão de Gilgamesh. Eu gostava sempre de Gilgamesh, eu não fiz Stay Night. Claro que ódio, muito ódio das coisas que ele fez, mas ele era um bom vilão lá. E aí quando dá um espaço pra não tratar ele como vilão, mas como rei, só melhorou a minha visão sobre ele.
Quetzalcoatl, Monica did so much for that character. So much of that voice was from Monica. Jaguar Warrior, who was just had us endlessly laughing.
Ah, claro, né? Eu acho que muita, pelo menos gente do Japão, ama muito Gilgamesh por causa do Fate Extra CCC. Lá que deu realmente o primeiro pontapé ali de falar, ok, acharam muito bom. Que agora, inclusive, dá pra se jogar em inglês, Fate Extra CCC. Recomendo jogarem. Tenho que voltar com as lives, inclusive, dele. Quem sabe agora que eu vou acabar o Samurai Remnant por um tempo.
Achei o Persona 3 Golden futuro.
Persona 3 ou 4?
4.
Ah, tá.
Yeah, that I don't even want to talk about how much time I spent on that character's dialogue, because that's. Oh, thank you. I'll be brief because I could go on for a really long time. So one of my personal pet peeves when I'm.
Inclusive eu também tenho que achar um espaço para mim terminar, fazer a última live de Deathmark 2 também. Complexo. Muita coisa para fazer esse ano.
Eu tenho que logo montar o PC!
Verdade, você tem que montar o seu PC para você editar para mim.
Editar, não jogar.
Sim, você vai editar.
His words were in sort of a. It was not poetry, but I wanted the cadence to be poetic, the syntax and sentence structure to be that way, and also to be correctly
Este
using
suco é uma delícia.
all of the older versions of words that often get thrown around in fiction very casually. So it was what I was. Yes, it was a pet project because I really wanted it. I really wanted it to be exactly right, and it's that was a lot of
pet project
lateness.
that turned out to be your masterpiece.
Thank you, Albert.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, that was a lot of. I actually really enjoyed working on that and getting there to be involved in all these old texts that I had just been reading in grad school and going back to them and using them for inspiration for this character. I really enjoyed it.
Because it's a very key moment. That speech.
That
reveal is a very key moment in Babylonia, and so for the anime, the anime Babylonia, there are times that for the sake of length of dialogue, the subtitle might not 100% match the script, but for that we're just like, you have to take that word for word exactly how we
I
written
went
it.
through those subtitles. Yeah, don't worry.
So that key moment was very cool. So Michael put a lot of effort into it.
he had a great entrance, but that was like a parade of really cool entrances.
Yeah.
Toward the like everyone.
Já que ninguém tá falando, vou falar. Meu Deus, que vontade de jogar Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Honestly, yeah, we do it like just a video of Albert ranting about Gilgamesh.
Ranting.
Albert expostulating.
Não temos conhecimento do suco em questão, porém eu estou em concordância.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So we're going to do a two-part docu.
It's going to be a very long
like a docu-series. Part 1 is just Albert talking about how much he likes Gilgamesh.
That'll be approximately 4 or 5 hours.
But there's Leonidas was really cool.
Oh man, Leonidas.
Just
holding the line.
Yeah. And then some character you saw were enemies first.
Yeah.
And then
Gorgon Ex Machina.
Gorgon Ex Machina
was that, especially that moment in the anime.
Yeah.
Was just so cool.
In the game still, it's like in a very.
Meu Deus, a PKG terminou de dublar o Zelda.
I'm here.
Com IA.
And, but it's not just, again, that's the thing about
Cadê?
It's never just about the cool and glorious moment.
Yeah.
There are some really sad parts, especially regarding I was gonna get to Kingu first, but Kingu's story, Ushiwakamaru, that was really I feel like I can imagine the scene being played out had it been like a horror movie.
Oh yeah.
Regarding how Ushiwaka.
Yeah.
What happened to Ushiwaka?
Shades of like the thing,
O que o Rama mandou?
Those of you who are watching who have a drink now, can we like pour one out for Sidori, please?
We're not going to talk about what happened yet. Just for people who have not.
Comentaram sobre Final Fantasy, agora penso que o suco é maco. Que? É suco de uva, cara, que isso.
There are so many characters who have moments in this.
I just find it really hard to talk about, actually not just this chapter, all the chapters, without spoiling.
It is difficult, and then, and we haven't even touched on your quiz question.
Yeah.
Like speaking of enemies and characters.
So, but yeah, for people that have not got there, who have only watched the anime, when you have to control the fight yourself, you'll experience how much despair there it is.
It really does ram home the difference in power scaling between you and the things that you're dealing with.
Especially there's a certain type of enemy that's really creepy toward the end, and you start having to fight hordes and hordes of them, and the situation as you're going through the story, you're just like, oh my god, how do I get through this? Yeah,
that really tripped the particular phobia of one of the other members at the time.
So we put, especially it's a
very Nintendo. Ai, Nintendo, olha o que você deixa os caras fazerem.
One of the very important enemies.
Ai, que vontade de comprar Street Fighter 6.
Babylonia, and you know, being technically the last main singularity.
Yeah.
It's kind of we have to go back and make sure, you know, it
finished big.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys can experience the story for yourself. Next, we're going to go into the last part of the last question for part 1.
Come on, Lauren.
The last singularity, or the last chapter for part 1. So
you got this.
Let's see how Lauren did. All right, that was an easy question. Next question is for the end of part 1.
Mais uma pergunta do quiz.
So, what was the name of the great armor Sakata Kintoki utilized in the Grand?
Ih, tá difícil ter evento bom de fate?
Is it A, Mega Gorgeous Golden Huge Bear? Or B, Giga Gorgeous Golden Huge Bear? Or C, Giant Gorgeous Golden Huge Bear? Or D, Terra Gorgeous Golden Huge Bear?
Eu acho que é Mega.
So which gorgeous Golden Huge Bear? How gorgeous?
I'm gonna go with option A.
Not Terra, not Giga.
I mean, Terra would be like my personal choice, but
So Mega? You sure? You stick with that answer. Not Giga. You sure not Giga? Okay. So, Mega Gorgeous Golden Huge Bear is the answer. Yeah.
Falei, mano, eu sou muito bom, cara.
10 million QP.
Aliás, Japa, você viu?
O que eu vi?
Metáfora, vai ter legenda em português.
4 more questions to
Eu
go.
vi, pô, eu falei. Mais um dos grandes momentos da SEGA, gigante do mundo dos jogos. Poderosa. Contra a indie da Nintendo. Não tem como, né? Não tem como. A Nintendo tá aí há 70 anos aí, não dá pra traduzir, porque demora, sei lá o que. SEGA, toma esses JRPGs aí, dublados aí, cheio de texto. E foda-se. Ou dublado não, legendados. Grande Levi. Grande Solomano. Aí, nessa singularidade, você pode invocar o Merlin. Mas o Merlin não ele nem aparece, ele aparece como holograma, mas tudo bem. E aí depois, quando invocamos o Merlin, se inicia a era do Buster. Edmond Dantes. Que raro.
Eu amo essa parte.
No final dessa singularidade eu passei na base do ódio. Todo mundo. Eu sei que muita gente passou ódio nela na parte do. Você vai enfrentar o Solomão mesmo. Por causa do evade que ele ficou usando. Mas gente, era só usar uma CE de Surry Hit ou de ignorar invencível. Que a batalha fica extremamente fácil.
Fate, grande ordem.
So, the final singularity, the Grand Temple of Time Solomon. There's actually not a lot I feel like we can even talk
I
about.
know. It's really cool.
Because the entire thing from beginning to finish is spoiled.
Agora que você já.
Pretty much.
Mas aí é pensar demais.
There are servants in it, that is true. There is also an enemy that is fought in a place called the Temple of Solomon. The main character is also present. I believe Mash is also present.
All I have to say is, when I first experienced Solomon, I don't think I've experienced a game like a mobile game like this.
Yeah.
On this scale.
That was a lot of plot threads being tied together.
Yeah. And
which meant a lot of going back and checking.
So I remember when I was playing Solomon, I was having dinner with my family, and I was crying. And then yeah. Oh, whatever.
I wasn't gonna go there.
Whatever.
But yeah.
Whatever. So I was playing, I was crying. They're just like, "What are you doing? This is sad." Yeah, I think it's for a mobile game. I think this is why Vagrant Order it's very unique in the mobile game market, being how the story is so extensive, and I can't even talk about the ending.
I think we can say that it's a boss rush. The whole thing is, and there's that one boss that everyone loved fighting.
Yes. And level up your servants.
Level your bonds too.
Level your bonds. Level up your mash.
I hope we don't need to tell you that.
But,
and yet.
I don't want to go too in depth into it. When you play through all the 7 singularities and you got to Solomon, it's a very different.
Lápis lazuli conta como cor?
Conta.
Oh.
Inclusive,
skip through the scenario to catch up to an event.
Don't do that.
Coisa nova do Metafor.
I want to encourage everybody, if you have time, and even right now, after we talked about it, even though there's not much we really did talk about.
Yeah, we haven't said much. We spent a lot of time saying not a lot. But, I mean, and even if you did skip through Solomon, you can go back and read
Esse jogo tá muito bonito. Meu Deus do céu.
Especially, revisit Solomon.
Eu acredito no Gil.
Because if you have you read through the 7 singularity,
Na sua jogatina de Persona 4 Golden.
Go through the story. It hits differently.
Yeah.
So if for the people who have finished it, for the people who have not finished it, definitely try it out again. And you know, we have a lot more system updates now that can help you go through the event a lot easier, quicker now. If we have the main scenario support campaign, definitely utilize that chance and go through the singularities.
Items to help you continue difficult fights too.
Yeah, and I don't want to talk more about Solomon.
Por que não? Já faz anos que essa singularidade saiu, todo mundo já sabe o que acontece nela, cara.
I want everybody to enjoy for themselves. I said that for the previous singularity too.
Até quem não joga o jogo sabe.
Because that moment at the end, our experience is not going to be the same as yours, and
just let him have the experience.
Yeah,
you're getting it. Lauren has another question. We want QP.
Oh yeah, okay, we're going back to the QP.
Nossa, eu tinha até esquecido que tinha perguntas.
Yeah, that was right then, wasn't it?
USA Tour, yes.
Oh man, that.
So that happened after Solomon.
Yeah.
Because we make sure that everybody who finished Solomon will cry as you enter.
Yeah, we put that right at the entrance.
Right at the entrance.
Mano, tem alguém nessa live? Deixa eu ver aqui rapidamente o chat. Tem alguém
Put that at the entrance? Oh my
que não
God.
terminou?
It was really
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Kenji, você pode ir para My Room tab e read the cutscenes, isso é verdade.
Across the country too.
Yeah.
Bem,
all over the
ninguém tá falando nada. Imagino que todo mundo que esteja vendo
Just LA and New York,
do not level up mesh. Isso aqui é uma mentira. A melhor é a sua mesh sim, tá?
Yeah.
Inclusive no... Qual é o nome?
Oh, I still remember talking to,
Usei ela muito perto da singularidade final em Babilônia. Usei muito a mesh. Muito mesmo.
For being the first USA tour, the kickoff event, I went a little berserk.
Yeah, you got scolded by one of the guys.
I did.
Tá acabando, gente. Tá
I
acabando.
remember that too.
He did.
Só falta os pseudos agora.
You set a bad example.
Singularidades.
So,
That was a lot of fun.
yes. So, good times.
Albert House, that's right.
Albert House. But then the same still down.
Well, it was because he was trying to. What was he trying to make off with the prize?
No. What was it? No, I guess one of the person in the audience, I think did something really cool, and he was like, "Oh, is it okay if I give you a hug?" Yeah. No, it was not. It wasn't. I can't remember what it was.
This was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's almost weird to think about how long ago that was.
Yeah.
It doesn't. What is time?
It was 2018.
2019. It was the beginning of 2019, like
Oh, Jesus.
March-ish? February?
That's 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
Wow.
We lost 2 years.
The blip.
We blipped.
But anyway.
We lost a sense of time, for sure.
Back to the quiz.
Back to
Let's
your
see how
question.
Lauren does for the pseudo singularities.
Yeah.
For the part 1.5 quizzes. So. All right. So now we have 4 more questions left for part 1.5. Epic of Remnant. Alright, so.
O meu suco
Which of the
acabou.
following servant in quarantined territory of Malice Shinjuku were summoned as phantom spirits? Phantom spirits. And there's more than one right answer. You have to pick all of the
Eu
right
acho
answers.
que é o Holmes, se eu não me engano, mas pode ser que ele deixe como Edmond.
A. James Moriarty, the Archer of Shinjuku.
Ah não, era o Moriarty.
B. Hessian Lobo, the Avenger of Shinjuku.
Vixe, agora eu tô confuso.
Or C. Yanqing, the Assassin of Shinjuku.
Errei.
Or D. Nash Kirillite.
É Hessen Lobo, eu acho, então.
You have to choose all that is correct. Phantom spirits. It's a tricky question. With 3 questions to go, you sure? Yes. Okay, so last line.
Ah, então é todos menos a Mesh, porque eu acho que a Mesh nem aparece.
Alright.
Então isso é muito fácil.
I mean, the 3 audience. 3 audience. What is the answer?
A Mesh nem aparece. Não precisa gastar. Não precisa gastar. Ah!
So what is it? Hello, audience. It's ANC. You sure? Do you trust the audience? I can't give you the answer. I can't give you the answer.
B e C.
BSC? 10 million security stick on it. Yes, you can. So B and C. And the answer is B and C. But we still have 3 more questions. Alright, let's talk about Shinjuku. Thanks, Blazer Albert.
Ainda temos mais 3 perguntas.
I guess I'm the couch Albert now.
No more lifelines, Lauren.
And no more lifelines.
Pressure's on. That's true.
But if any of them...
Don't psych her out. We want the QP. Yeah, I know.
But anyway, video.
Video.
Let's take a look at video.
Shinjuku, muito foda Shinjuku. O mangá de Shinjuku tá muito bom, hein? Recomendo ler. Vamos ver o que o Rama tem a dizer sobre tudo isso. Eu acabei Shinjuku ontem. Aí sim. Refanzio também foi um dos jogos qual eu repeti constantemente que gostaria de jogar, antes mesmo de qualquer anúncio sobre. Todos têm conhecimento sobre o fim da Pirate de Fate. Cara, você acabou Shinjuku, então você tá indo pra Agartha. Eu recomendo você pular a Agartha, não tem nada de interessante pra ler lá. Você só vai ficar com raiva dos personagens. Então, eu recomendo você gostar deles pelos eventos. Pula a Garta, faz esse favor pra si mesmo. Você vai ser mais feliz assim, Igor.
新たな物語の始まり、大いなる戦いの前の4編の談笑、フェイト、グランドオーダー、エピック・オブ・レブナント、新宿厳霊事件。
So this is the first pseudo singularity.
Yes. This is part 1.5. I still remember seeing that narrated trailer for the first time. I was like, oh my god, what's going to happen now?
Oh yeah.
Who are all these people? Ah. Pseudo Singularity 1, we introduced a new system.
Será? Nem sei quem aparece lá. A Sherazade,
The Archer,
Dion, Astolfo, Pentelha, ou
you should know
Pentésia,
the name by now.
O Pentasleia.
Pentesleia. Não aparece o Aquiles, isso eu sei. Aparece a Drake com outra roupa, que eu esqueci o nome dela. A Loli testuda chinesa, que eu esqueci o nome agora. Ah, tô esquecendo alguém. Ah, aparece também o Columbus. A Blavatsky é citada, eu acho que ela também aparece em algum pontinho assim, bem pouco. E é isso. Pelo menos que eu lembre, porque de resto assim eu quero esquecer o que aconteceu. Ah, aparece também o Hércules, só que ele tá com outro nome e eu esqueci o nome que ele tá. É o Megalos, eu acho que ele tá lá. Uma coisa assim.
Oh, Cavill the second?
Yes. He was extremely cute.
Even we still, sometimes we have him in conventions, even right now.
Oh yeah.
Ah, aparece também o Fergus, só que ele é uma criança.
You can't have that. That's ours.
Coisa mais criminosa que eu já vi.
That's ours.
Acho que não conheço a maioria.
Don't take our stuff. Don't take our stuff at conventions. But yeah, it's the first one where the story kind of sidetracked. You know, we thought we saved the world.
We had a nice moment of thinking that we had.
And then now with pseudo singularities, we're going through kind of different issues.
It's well, and the theming for the pseudo singularities is interesting. I think one of the things that I really like.
Cara, o Fergus você provavelmente tem, porque ele é Saber 3 estrelas. Se você rodou no French Please, ou no French Point, você tem ele.
So we had to get help from evil people to do good things.
Ah, calma lá.
I just love that narrative trope. So getting John Alter and Saber Alter working to help us and working together / against each other / just being hateful to each other.
Foda-se, escrevi Sherazade errado.
I mean, it's
Quem aparece? Sherazade.
But I really enjoyed that dynamic, and I think it was handled in a really interesting way. And you also get to see a very human side of a lot of characters who are traditionally
Pentelha aparece.
stonier or evil.
Aproveitar que eu tô aqui, eu já consigo vir aqui. Assim. Cadê? A Wuzetian aparece. O Hércules ou Heracles aparece também, então não preciso mostrar. Quem mais? Deixa eu lembrar. Ah, aparece a Drake com outra roupa. O Dion. Cadê? Dion dos primeiros. Dion aparece. E Astolfo, que eu imagino que Astolfo não tem como você não conhecer. Mas tá aí, Astolfo. Zagudo Boy.
It's a new, the part 1 we saw a lot of development in MASH throughout, so now she's having to develop in a different sense because she's no longer there with you.
Ah, peraí, faltou o Columbus também. Valeu, Columbus. Não me importo com ninguém aí. Cadê Columbus? Aqui, e o Columbus aparece também.
Come on, Lauren.
Almost there.
Ah, já tá quase indo pra próxima pergunta. Calma lá. A gente já volta. Ah, foda-se. Já aprendemos bastante. Pronto.
The subterranean world of folklore, Gartha.
A Gartha.
Use the phantasmal floating city, the Puta, for their grand scheme.
Amém. Faça isso.
A. Penthesilea,
Sherazade.
the berserker of Eldorado.
Eu sei disso. Nossa, que horror.
The writer of the resistance.
Por quê? Porque eu sei. Por quê?
Scheherazade, caster of the nihilist system.
Ai, que vontade de morrer.
Or D. Uzetian, assassin of the nihilist system.
Ah, o Zete não faz nada além de ser uma loli testuda.
I actually know this one.
Okay.
Might surprise some people. But it is Caster of the Nightless City, Scheherazade.
You are correct! Yeah! Woo!
Eu só lembro da minha Bibi Summer batendo em todo mundo nesse
We're
evento.
almost there, Lauren.
Ela só batia e eu, vai, Bibi, mate, mate, mate essas mulheres.
Alright, video time?
Yes, let's take a look at video first.
Nada misógino da minha parte, só queria dizer. Comentar. Vamos ver se eu esqueci de alguém. Astolfinho. Dion. Eu acho que eu não esqueci ninguém. O Fergus Mirim. Esqueci de mostrar o Fergus, mas tá aí. Imagina o Fergus Mirim, só que ele tá adulto. O Cristóvão com um lombo. Yeah! Astolfo! Vai esferrar, Sherazade. Você pode ser bonita, mas não apaga meu ódio que eu tenho. Pentelha. Essa é braba. O Zetian Loli Testuda. A Darhut, que é a Drake com outra skin.
Agartha. We learn a lot about the characters.
We learn a lot about the characters. We get some cool new characters introduced. Certainly one of my favorite berserkers shows up here.
Pô, eu deixo... a Pentelha também é um dos meus berserkers favoritos. Eu só não gosto de onde ela veio.
Agartha introduces one of the most truly detestable villains.
Mas pelo menos depois eles salvam ela colocando ela no evento da Amazonas.
It's just like one of the most easy to despise villains we get in Fate. With like no redeeming qualities, no any, just like this person is horrible and we can all agree on that.
Yeah, and in a way.
Eu sinto que nem eles sabem o que eles têm que falar. Eles só têm que falar bem porque eles trabalham pra empresa.
Oh, really?
It's an interesting take that I really enjoyed. I was like, yeah, this is. We won't say more, but let's just say if you haven't finished Agartha, you'll figure out who we're talking about as soon as you do. And if you have finished Agartha, then you know who we're talking about. But there are also some really funny moments with the people who come with you, Astolfo and Deon. All moments with Astolfo are funny moments.
Right.
So that's. I think that was the.
Mano, eu acho que o pior é que a Gartha pode ser resumido a sexo de alguma forma. O que me preocupa.
With some of the things that were going on there, because it got pretty dark.
It got really dark.
It got really dark. So it was good to have Astolfo there to lighten things up a little.
Right.
And yeah, the whole I remember when
Agartha
it was
Dark?
first given to me, and I was like,
Oi?
Agartha, we're doing a Hollow Earth thing, okay.
Que você...
We are
Rama, o
doing
que
a
você tem?
Do a Hollow
What
Earth?
did
Consequência do Fate Apócrifa. Este ano você irá
I think that also
surpreender
gives
com a
us
Wuzete,
a
Japa.
look at
Aprecio
Fergus.
sobre quão diferente
Literally,
cita a
yes.
palavra
Look at
Agartha.
Fergus. Whether is in Fergus's younger self.
Yeah, that's the very different side of him we got to see.
At the end, I mean, Fergus was still Fergus.
He's always gonna be
Ultimately,
Fergus.
Fergus.
Mano, pelo amor de Deus, faz outra pergunta,
thing
cara.
with being a servant,
Vamos eu não quero
always the person
fingir
who-
que a Agartha existe.
For better and for worse.
Yeah.
Vamos pra Shimosa.
To be honest,
Vamos pra
when-
Salem,
when
pelo
first
amor de
Power
Deus.
Edition, there's not a lot of chapter that was difficult to
This
work
one
on
was
in a way of. I'm pretty sure people's reaction was like, "Oh, why did it make it sound like it's so hard to talk about?" It's
It is.
the localization of that chapter is. We have to find a really good balance.
Pelo amor de Deus, cara. Sai de Agartha, cara. Eu não aguento mais.
This is a really good time to mention. the
Shimosa ou
sort of
Salem,
essence of
Japa?
localization in
Yeah.
terms of
Shimosa,
keeping to an artist's
mas eu
visual intention, and also
sou...
making sure that the material is both
Eu
understandable
sou
and suitable
suspeito pra falar
for the
sobre
target
porque
audience,
Musashi.
which is, the North American audience. So yeah,
E não tem
if you
nada
played
mais
Agartha,
que eu
you
ame
understand
neste
the
mundo
tightrope
além da
that
minha
you're walking
Musashi.
there.
Yeah.
And if you haven't, when you get to it, and I really seriously suggest playing through part 1.5 because if nothing else, there are a lot of really cool characters and moments in it. And there's some great stories. But you'll probably understand when you get to this what we're talking about in terms of the tightrope that we were walking with localizing this. And it was a challenge, the process. And I remember you and I, the other editor at the time, talking a lot
Bom
about,
gosto.
okay, how do you do this?
Agradeço.
How do you do that?
Seu gosto
Right,
na
what's the system?
Nitócris também é muito
Alright,
bom,
let's
Igor.
Roll it back and try this again.
E a sua Reimo
Because
Fumo? Eu
localization
também gosto da minha
is,
Reimo.
A lot of times is instinct. Is an instinct that.
Ela está aqui, ela está sempre na live, só que vocês não podem ver ela, mas ela está aqui sempre do nosso lado, vendo.
Especially with editing, you see stuff. Naturally, our daily lives kick in, right? You'll be like, do we really have to word it this way?
Yeah.
And so at the time, I really had to be like, yes, we really do have to word it this way.
I remember a couple of conversations with you that were like, can we? But ultimately, yeah, that's when I say the.
Pelo amor de Deus, Arnold, vamos falar de uma singularidade. Gente, chega vocês 4, 5.
The most difficult up to that point.
Yeah. It's a very hard balance to find on what we can do, how we can write. So yeah, for people, yeah, like what Michael said, if you have not experienced it, once you go through it, you'll be like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. So yeah, that's Agartha, and we have two more.
Two more.
Sort of
Come on,
figures.
Lauren. No.
Acaba, acaba, pelo amor de Deus, acaba.
All right, back to the quiz. Almost at the end. So, this question. In the stage of carnage, Shimosa, which Swordmaster servant helped main character stabilize the servant summoning system? Is it A, Amakusashiro,
Não, foi a Amakusa.
or B, Shuten Doji?
Não
C,
foi a Shuten, eu
Minamoto
acho.
no Raiko,
Também não foi a
or
Raiko.
D, Tomoe Gozen, Archer of
Ih, agora eu tô confuso, calma. Talvez seja Tomoe. Foi a Shuten mesmo?
Minamoto no Raiko?
Yes, I am not falling for your trap.
Damn it. And you're correct.
Eu estaria a Tomoe ou a Shuten mesmo? A Raiko tava muito doida.
Almost there. Almost there. Back to you, Culture Albert.
Lauren, one more
Que
to
tal
go.
abordarmos uma subsingularidade de verdade? Pode surgir um tema interessante.
The moment that your question is about is actually my favorite moment from Shimosa. Yeah, it was one of the most.
Não, agora a gente tá falando uma singularidade de verdade. De gente.
Video first.
You
Local
want me to push?
No, yeah. Push the button.
Alright, video first.
Épico, épico, épico! Muito massa a primeira aparição. Shuten Doji, ela... Miyamoto Musashi. Fuma Kotaro. Hoizen Ishun. Tasuki Onui Tasuki. Senji Muramasa. Muito massa, muito massa, muito massa. Dança do Purgatório, Archer of Inferno, que a Tomoe, muito linda. Assim do Paraíso. Rider of Hell, papá. Caster of Limbo, grande Caster of Limbo. Cara, a única coisa ruim de Shimosa, talvez, não é nem talvez, é verdade, é o sistema de obrigatoriamente colocar Musashi de início da sua party e quando você vai lutar contra alguém que é forte contra Saber, tipo a Tomoe mesmo. Aí, talvez... Oh, essa música dela é muito boa.
Ó o GIF, ó o GIF.
Que?
O seu GIF.
Que tem o meu GIF?
Apareceu.
Ah, tá.
I would have just been like, come on, do you know how hard I worked on that very moment? Okay.
O GIF do Japa. Só aqueles que tem o meu Discord podem ver o GIF.
And walking a tightrope. The moment that your question is about.
E Tourohan é excelente. É muito bom.
She's torturing you. Like brutally torturing you, but it's also very sensual because Shuten's doing it and that's just kind of how she approaches everything. So writing brutal torture in a sensual way was really, really difficult and complicated and required a tremendous amount of iteration, but I think the original work did it so well that just from the standpoint of it being a really complex piece of writing that was pulled off very well, it was fascinating to localize and I really enjoyed doing it. Even though it was probably one of the most viscerally horrible moments in FGO. Thinking about just how painful that must have been. So yeah, that's how we're starting it off.
Wow. I don't want to follow that. System-wise, we have a special cut-in.
Oh, those intros were cool.
Those intros were really cool. Before every single Swordmaster fight.
Voiced too.
Voiced too.
Yeah.
And speaking of, we also, man, I can't talk about the ending.
No, we really can't.
Damn it!
I know you want to, but we can't.
I love that part
Just
so
understand
much!
that if you've played the ending of Shimosa, or if you get to the ending of Shimosa, just you can probably hear Albert's fanboy squeal toward the end, from wherever you may be in the world. It's like echoing through time and space as we speak. No, but I like the
Olha como tá todo mundo feliz falando de uma singularidade de gente. Menos aquele cara careca ali, mas ele não tá feliz com nada praticamente. Ele quase não falou.
As a framing device, mapping.
Ele tá vivendo a vida dele ali. Como se esse fosse o último dia que ele fosse aparecer numa
The new
live.
servants were
E
cool.
eu acredito que possa ser mesmo. A última vez que a gente vai ver ele
We saw
aparecendo
Muramasa,
em
we did
alguma
for the first
coisa.
time.
Ou
We saw
ele
Tamori
pelo menos
Gozen
está ciente
with
disso.
just-
Talvez ele queira isso. Talvez ele queria estar em casa. Eu não vi com ele falando quase nada, na verdade. Ele pode ser mudo.
Yeah.
Eu tô aqui criando teorias. É quase 1 da manhã.
I agree. Yeah, and not always with class advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Mano,
an
o careca
interesting story,
falou,
and
gente.
Your companion servant.
Olha,
Musashi,
ele deu a intenção de que
we
talvez
still
ele
haven't
fosse
even
falar.
mentioned yet.
Ele riu.
I was like,
You're
are we talking
Udon
about?
obsessed.
Are we talking about Musashi?
Agora eu vou ficar de olho nisso. Agora virou a minha diversão dessa live.
I know, but like, have you noticed that just sabers are very food obsessed as a group? Yeah. Okay, so that's not just me.
Sabers, Musashi.
Yeah, saber, Musashi.
Musashi, now we know after so many years.
Eu te amo,
Musashi
Musashi.
Key character
Yeah.
to.
So definitely play Shimosa to get that background.
For a Fate Grand Order, and you know, we saw her appear in other Fate titles as well. But yeah, following Musashi alone for Shimosa.
Yeah.
It's we always talk about, like Michael actually talk about with other editor as well, about the character Musashi. In a way, it's a very, I don't want to say it's a very anime like, it's not, but
But I know what you mean.
yeah, it's Fate usually is focused on multiple parties.
Yeah.
Focus on and then have them. It's a one story look from different parties' perspective comes together.
Fate stuff tends to be kind of ensemble,
Yes.
but Shimosa really isn't.
Yeah.
Shimosa is really the story of Musashi.
Yes. And of course.
Mano, o cabeludo ele tem uma luz verde também. O cabelo dele tá escondendo alguma luz verde. Eu quero saber o que que é isso.
É o microfone.
Por que só o microfone dele brilha?
One character's journey throughout the entire singularity.
Yeah.
It's really about Musashi.
Eu estou vendo essa live, só estou tendo mais perguntas e poucas respostas.
One of the coolest fight
Albert, we're not talking about that.
at the end, but we're not talking about it. I'm just saying it's really cool.
Yeah, but
Careca, fale alguma coisa, careca. Você tá essa live inteira não fazendo nada.
probably go to Lauren's next question.
Okay, so next is the last question.
Come on, this is for all the marbles, Lauren.
Ele falou!
10 million.
Uou!
No pressure. All right,
Ele falou de novo, meu Deus.
Blazer Albert. All right, this is the moment. This is the last question. If you get this one right, everyone,
Todo
every
mundo.
player of
Eu?
FGO English will get 10 million QP.
A gente vai ganhar 10 milhões de QP.
Everything
Oi?
is stake on this question. If you get this one wrong, all the previous answer doesn't matter. It's zero, it's 10 million QP or nothing. So everything right on this.
Pô, a gente não ganhar esse QP, mano, eu vou ficar muito bravo
And you have
com alguém.
no more lifeline.
Provavelmente o Bernardo.
So, and
Tinha que ser eu.
Vamos lá, Salem.
And which cycle was Lavinia brought to Salem? Is it A, 4? Is it B, 6? Is it C, 55? Or is it D, 3,106? And which cycle was Lavinia brought to Salem? So everything right on this.
O Rama também quer QP, aparentemente.
My options are 4,
6, 55, or 3,106. Just take a wild guess. It's only 10 million. Are you sure about 6?
No, I
You sure? Do you want to go? Do you want to change it to 4? Maybe this one time I'm speaking the truth. Do you want to change it to 4? Oh wow, hurtful. Hurtful. You sure you want to stick with 6? Alright. Well, the answer is 6. Ah! So our contestant Lauren got all the questions correct. That means it's 10 million QP for everybody! QP. So,
Parabéns, ganhamos muito QP.
segment, thank you Lauren for joining us. And then back to the couch crew, we'll be talking more about.
Falando nisso, 1 da manhã, a gente deve ter ganhado esse QP agora, se duvidar. Deixa eu abrir aqui o jogo.
And we're just kind of talk about the state of the game as well. So, stay tuned. We still have more for you. Yeah, Lauren! Whoa, QP. So Lauren answered all the questions correctly.
Ah não, a gente tá em manutenção.
Well,
Vai vir amanhã às 5 da manhã esse QP.
Really? After everything's that, you're really?
never dollar you.
Uh-huh.
Never dollar you. 10 million QP.
Hey,
I know we got
I
that in
kept
the
saying
bag.
I believed you could do it.
We know you
I
got that in the
kept
bag.
saying I believed you could do it. I can't speak to my state of mind at the moment.
But this is the last recap video we have for the last pseudo singularity. So, video.
Mesh, contadora de história. Charles Henry Sanson, participante da história. Robin Wood.
Robinho Madeira.
Participa da história. Neza, eu não lembrava que participava da história. Circe, muito bonita.
Linda.
Caceroff.
Mais linda ainda.
Fofa.
Fofa.
Fofa, mas ruim. Ruim não como personagem, ruim como pessoa, talvez.
Vou matar.
A Mata-Hari, é verdade, ela tá aí também. Olha pra ela, gente, dá vontade de jogar futebol com a cabeça dela. A mexe com esse sprite que ela só tem pra ela ler história. Ela não tem outro sprite para ler histórias, ela só pode ler histórias em uma única pose. Olha. Telefone Horizon. Essa música também é muito boa.
Incrível, eu amo essa música.
Calma lá, só quero fazer uma coisa aqui, rapidinha. Coxas da Mesh, só queria apontar isso. Não comentamos sobre o buraco na testa dela, porque eu lembrei de uma tirinha com isso.
Yeah, okay, so
Who was staring from where?
I don't want to think too much about that. Because if you think about it, then it pays attention to you, and we don't want that. Yeah, so Lovecraftian horror has always been just like one of my very favorite things. And when I found out that we were going to do a Lovecraft chapter, I was just like, oh, I'm going to go home and reread everything. Which I did. And yeah, no, which turned out to be a good idea at a number of points in the story. I was like, oh, I'm so glad I read this. But then I had to then go and read about the Salem witch trials because the Witchfinder General is in that, and what a historical character if you're not familiar with the Witchfinder General. I won't spoil anything, but he is a piece of work. So yeah, this was an interesting story, Abigail Williams historically was part of the Salem witch trials, but also there's a story that many of you may be familiar with that features Abigail Williams. But then you have Lavinia Whately, who is very much a Lovecraft character, and that family in that area of the country, and nothing good comes out of Massachusetts. If you're in a Lovecraft story, it's just like, oh no, we're in this part of the country. It's just everything is horrible and monsters everywhere and people doing crazy magic rituals, and so yeah, like a pale girl with a horn sticking out of her head doesn't even move the meter. So one of the things that I really enjoyed about Salem, and it's a long list, let's see, how do I say this without spoiling anything? A person makes an appearance in a very meta sort of way that speaks to a work of Lovecraft and also the person of Lovecraft. But this is the first time that in Fate we were dealing with like cosmic horror. I'm trying not to turn this into a TED talk, so like respond.
Part three
Part three of the video series will be my 3-hour talk.
Yeah, how do we interpret the original creator's intention of combining everything?
The mythos cycle of Salem and Salem's place in the Lovecraftian mythos, which, like, you could argue that case now because of the way
I feel like one day
I'm
gonna get a docu-series, right? I'm gonna have you talk to the writers of Fate Grand Order.
Can I? I'm there for
like this conversation.
Monica can interpret.
Like the video.
Like the video. Let's make this happen.
If it reaches a certain number of likes, I'll personally see it to make it happen.
If it reaches redacted likes.
How many likes?
It'll have to be a lot. Like a lot. To get us sitting across the table.
100K?
It's probably more than that.
$1 million?
10
okay,
billion.
Whoa.
That's more than there are people on the planet. So that
because there are a lot of times it's also earlier we talked about.
Parece que acabamos.
Perspective, we can only interpret what the
Yeah.
writers already wrote on the paper.
Yeah.
We have to find out about the writer's intention that way, and then
Não,
we
vocês falaram caramba
the target language.
até esqueci o nome. Agartha. Falem muito de Salem também. Vão se ferrar, os 5.
So when he says we have to interpret this is like we spend an incredible amount of time with the text determining those sorts of things, and it's so.
Apenas escrevi a jogar Shimoda para a conversação que foi ver sem demorar massa se ele jogava pela primeira vez. Ele pode estar se resguardando para Salem, sim. Em algumas vezes, prepare-se, Bernardo. Vamos nos 19 quartos como recompensa. Eles chegam amanhã junto dos 4 quartos. Não sei se vão ser 19, né? Mas chegam amanhã 4 quartos por causa da manutenção.
Our interpretation of it is not necessarily the same as the writers. We can see through text, read through text, and get a sense of how they want to put everything together, and that's the process of localization.
It often helps in that case. Salem was very clear in terms of like, okay, well, they read this book, they read this short story, so it's easier. That does make the process a lot easier. It's like, okay, well, I know exactly what these are references, so we can just go read that and be ready to go with this. But other things are nowhere near as clear, and there's a lot more. And certainly Salem had its moments of invention, like the plays that you're doing and those sorts of things. But yeah, it's a very involved process.
Yeah. So I actually does want to make that kind of docu-series.
I want to do that docu-series.
Yeah, so let us know in the comment how much you actually really want to see that happen.
Yeah, pump that like meter up so we can convince people this is a good idea.
And it's something actually, we sometimes talk a little bit about it in the convention, but and that can actually segue into, we use Caldea Break Room as a way to kind of talk about.
Aí, guys, meia-noite, 2 de março, Ina vai jogar o Fate Go, hein? Imperdível. Pode ter certeza que eu irei perder.
And we have that monthly issue going on our social media that we can help people understand the creation process more. And obviously through that we can kind of make this happen, but I do always want to kind of talk more in depth of the creation of figure order, and especially with the programmers and the artists, there's numerous quality of life that happen through the entire life cycle of figure order. For people that have clairvoyance, you know what JP has, and like we talked about, like what Kano-san sometimes talk about, is that a lot of the quality of life updates, we have it earlier than the same time that Japan had that content released. So especially right now, if you're just starting FGO, the experience is very different. The quality of life will help your experience with FGO, going through the earlier singularities, catching up to the latest chapters, a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable. A lot of the servants that we have in game have animation updates already. Have strengthening quests that change their skills.
You have access to servants if you're just starting out that were not available when the game came out, that can make a lot of the content easier. Salem introduces our first foreigner.
Yes.
And that makes dealing with berserkers, like we mentioned, Kualt or America, just so much easier.
And so, if this is your first time watching, or you haven't really go through the earlier stories, or do you feel like there's a time to catch up, we have a lot of quality of life updates now, so it will help you a lot with catching up.
It really will.
So definitely, or if you just feel like, hey, I want to start FGO again, a brand new experience with all the understanding that you have now, definitely. It's a very different FGO now than it was 7 years ago.
We've come a long way.
Yeah, we did. So, and just speaking about FGO, so it's not just us. We actually have a surprise message from one of the voice actors in Japan. Yeah, so let's take a look.
Hello, Masters! アプリ
オッパ
フェイトグランドオーダーではアルジュナ岩窟王アルジュナオルタを、担当させていただいてます島崎信長です、メインシナリオ第1部 1.5 部振り返り配信番組ということで皆さん楽しんでいらっしゃいますか？はい、ということで正直全部のシーンがね印象的なので私が担当させていただいているキャラクターっていうところに焦点を当てますと第1部アルジュナアルジュナはですね、どこまで言っていいかちょっとね難しいんですが、中小のちょっとカルナとね、競ってるところが僕はすごく好きでした。あんなに苦労するねあいつらをさあ何体倒せるか。
Também é a voz do nosso protagonista, né? Se você usar o masculino, é a voz dele.
ところがなんか
2
人のやっぱ強さとか凄さもそうだし、アルジュナとカルナのなんか関係性っていうのもなんか前向きにこう表現されててすごく好きなシーンです。そして 1.5 部もですね、同じ理由で、岩窟王エドモン・ダンテス関わるところで言うと新宿がね最初は本物かと思いきや親とかっていろんなねミスリードがあったりしたんですが、結果彼が登場しまして、で同じねアベンジャー仲間のジャンヌ・ウォルタちゃんとの、絡みといいますか、ここちょっと描写されてないとこなんですけど、状態のこう絶体絶命のねジャンヌ・ウォルタちゃんが完全に回復してね帰ってきたっていうことは、あれその間に何があったのかなって、もしかしたらこれはただの僕の想像ですけどFGO のゲーム内ではこう使われることはないと思うんですけど、岩窟王のねこう別な宝具力の行使があったのかなどうかななんていうなんかちょっと裏のね考察もはかどるようなこう想像が広がって好きなねシーンでございました。そしてアドバイス。
Cadê quem faz a voz da Guda? Por que não colocam ela pra falar também?
FGO に限ったことじゃないかもしれないんですけど、自分のこう好きとか楽しいっていうのをまず優先していただくのが 一番なんじゃないかなって思います。それこそね、アドバイスっていう形でここはこういうふうにした方がいいぞとかって事細やかなねものはあると思いますし、それもとっても大事だと思うんですけど、でも何より一番の原動力はね、やっぱ好きっていう気持ちが人を動かすものだと僕は思っているので、まあ例えばですけど攻略上はね、このサーバントはちょっとこのステージは不利だよみたいなのがあっても、でも自分はずっとこのサーバントと歩みたいから、仮に攻略上不利でもこのサーバントと一緒に勝ち抜くんだみたいなそれもありですし、まあ逆になんかとにかくストーリーが読みたい、先にガンガン進めたい、ストーリーを愛してる、好きなんだって、だから最適解というかね、とにかく攻略に全振って一気に攻略していくぞっていうのもそれも愛だと思うんで、ぜひね愛を大切にして、FG を楽しんでいただけたらなと思ってます。はい、ということで以上アルジュナ岩窟王アルジュナオルタ役の島崎信長でした。バイバイ。
Thank you, Shimazaki-san,
Bye
for
bye.
a wonderful video comment. And that kind of wraps up our recap segment. We talked a lot about FGO so far. So, yep. But we have more to come because next we're going to talk about the latest game news.
Meu Deus, vai ter coisa ainda do jogo.
So first, let's take a look at some of the stuff that's happening right now. So right now we have the White Day 2024 pre-release campaign. The campaign is happening right now. This is your chance to get some same chords.
Toma aí os seus quartos, Rama. Eles vieram.
3 quartos.
Next, we have Advanced Quest Part 2.
Ah, essa eu peguei já.
Part 2 of the Advanced Quest is available right now. By completing the quest, Bones Upon Bones, players will receive a craft essence.
Farmarei osso até não dar mais.
Which will increase the drop rate of evil bones from battles. For a limited time, the craft essence Story of a Wolf will be added to the exchange mana prism shops in the Da Vinci Workshop. Next is the latest game information for White Day 2024. Woo!
Right, yeah.
So the event is called White Day Spectacles, and as part of the White Day Spectacles, the limited time event, 15 Big Spectacle Intellectual will be held. Let's take a look at the.
É verdade, é nesse evento que a gente vai ganhar óculos.
Vou voltar a jogar.
O cara de Juliette vai estar entre a gente.
Uhul!
Vou poder colocar um óculos na minha Mordred também. Quem tem o Jujuna vai ganhar uma roupa pra ele diferenciada, dele de estudante. Exatamente. A gente ainda tem um emoji do cara, né, de Juliette? Subiu? Eu acho que tem. Senão foi um negócio que sumiu sozinho, porque eu não tirei.
Não, tem aqui aí.
No Bukatsu. Oh, Michael! Oh. Como eu queria saber quem esse cara é?
Quem seria esse cara?
Não sei, cara, não sei. Arjuna Alto já tá de... Ó. Bora trabalhar junto. Não se preocupem, galera, esses caras aí com certeza ele não é importante pra história e nem vai aparecer em um capítulo futuro.
And now we have the prologue text, as always.
Carl can do it.
Carl can do it. Carl.
Okay, time to go fix another minute thing.
Vamos lá. Sob o comando da Vinci, Caldeia dirige uma minúscula unidade na Europa moderna, apenas para serem buscados num edifício de escritórios. O grupo não consegue ver, cheirar, de forma alguma sentir a presença deste misterioso inimigo. Antes mesmo que descobrir como estão feridos, eles ouvem a voz de um ser desconhecido. Os óculos colocam esses par de óculos. Seguindo as instruções da voz, a cada membro do grupo coloca um par de óculos que recebeu. No instante que o fazem, uma abelha demoníaca com presas à mostra aponta para a cara. Aparece diante deles. Usando esses óculos misteriosos, o grupo emprega suas habilidades analíticas e intelecto aprimorado para guiá-los à reparação da minúscula singularidade. A batalha espetacular que define o futuro do mestre começa agora! Estou treinando inglês.
Carl's so expressive.
I know.
When it comes to reading that too, I think in the future,
I think he can take this over.
Foi a primeira e última vez que ele vai falar.
Carl goes through the rest of the slides. I mean, they're probably tired of my voice now.
Definitely tired of mine.
Yeah. Oh, I have glasses.
Mano, Carna de Juliette é o ápice do humor.
So, as part of the event, new Spiritron dress will be added.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the new Spiritron dress.
Gastou o inglês, gastei.
Spiritron dress, Student Council President.
Aí, guys, mais uma chance de invocar também o Arjuna. Confio que todo mundo vai conseguir.
O Rama até desistiu.
O Rama desistiu. Boa noite, Rama, que se você ver essa parte depois.
Eu vou voltar.
Next, in addition to the Student Council President Arjuna's Spiritron dress, there's
O Arjuna de Juliette.
Ele voltou.
Mano, ele tá bem no meio, cara. Ele chama muita atenção.
I want to point out that one of them is wearing
Opa, Rama voltou.
Karna's wearing
Karna?
sunglasses.
I got glasses. Glasses.
Does that count? Maybe they're
It
prescription
counts. It
sunglasses.
counts.
I don't know.
So next, let's go through how to play the event. So the story quest will be unlocked every day and collect White Day Spectacle Spiritron Dresses wardrobe tickets, complete event quests and get the event items and collect valuable rewards. And as we always say, use this chance, get your essential materials, get your level up materials. Event bonus, here's a list of event bonus servants.
There are quite a few.
Yep. And next, let's take a look at some the campaign in more details. For a limited time, each logging bonus will be delivered with a message from Arjuna Altar. Logging each day during the bonus period and receive rewards like summon tickets, Stargazer's teapot, and even Lantern Caldeia on the final day. Next, logging during the campaign period, you will get a White Day Spectacle card key, which can be exchanged for one White Day Spectacle limited time craft essence. Speaking of the craft essence, let's take a look at that. So, the first craft essence is called Caldeia.
Essa craft essência é bonita.
It is really cute, isn't it?
Delinquente de Caldeia.
Maybe my friend is getting more friends.
That's what that looks like.
Yeah.
They look like they're being friendly. Nothing to worry about there.
Next.
Oh!
Ui. Aí não tem como, né?
It is.
And for this year, each craft essence illustration will allow you to listen to a dialogue
Baixe o joelho.
between the servants based on the illustration. So, similar to when you summon a servant.
Ele gemeu, isso foi um gemido de dor, não de prazer por bater o joelho.
Exato. Ai,
Similar to the summoning scene will be played for the first time. You get the CE, and you can play the scene back again in the CE detail screen later as well.
E o CE que dá pra escutar, mano.
Dialogue for the characters that's featured on the craft essence.
Aí agora você vai girar no gato pra pensar, ahá, pausou, vou ganhar um cérebro, não? CE que fala.
Yo, Mando Ricardo. 知ってっか? 今肉まんが50円引きなんだってよ。
今日バイト代入ったし、ジュースもつけておごってやるから寄ってくよな。はいっす。寄りますっす。ありがたくいただきますっす。
And 2 servants in my room, so for a limited time you can actually display up to 2 servants.
Ah, vai dar pra ficar deixar 2 cérebros no my room, verdade.
So the event start date
Velho,
is this.
velho.
As you can see, it will start tonight. Eligibility to participate in the event is to just clear Singularity F. So I hope everybody will have a chance to participate in the event. And that means almost everybody that plays FGO will be able to participate. You'll be able to get the spiritual dress. You can get the new craft essences and materials.
Lembrem de pegar todas as skins de óculos.
That's how you store up materials.
Never know what you're gonna run out of.
Yep. And next we'll have X/Twitter icons and headers giveaway.
Oh!
That's actually using the limited time craft essence illustration. And
será que eu deveria baixar e colocar no meu X/Twitter? Eu acho que eu não vou não, hein?
We have a full wallpaper giveaway. Players who share the White Day 2024 special site on social media will receive an original.
Meu wallpaper do celular tá Musashi, tô feliz com ela. Então
so
vai ficar
next
assim.
we're going to talk about some events that's going to happen in 2024. As this stream's title suggested, the special program stream program.
Meu Deus, eles gastaram horas falando de quiz e tinha um monte de coisa para eles mostrarem. Eles são inimigos do sono. No meio de março temos um novo evento.
So use this opportunity if you feel like you want to recap on some of the earlier story before you get to part 2. This is your opportunity to do so. And so we hope everybody can enjoy the story and participate.
Oponentes da praticidade.
I would like to announce that we have
aí, ó, 6 quartos. Dando um total de 10 quartos no total.
Everyone who participated. As a reward for reaching this goal, we'll be giving away 6 Senkords.
Yeah.
And that concludes all the information we have for today. So, how did everyone feel about the stream? It's actually we haven't done this format for a while.
Horrível, nunca mais faço uma outra parecida.
Ah, foi legalzinha, mas podia ter sido mais cedo se vocês iam fazer tanta coisa.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah. And 10 million QP, woo! Yeah!
Lauren!
Thank you, Lauren! Yeah, so again, like and comment. Let us know if you would like to hear more about Michael talking about his writing, his philosophy going to the localization. If you guys want to see that event, maybe if there's enough interest, we can actually make it happen. We'll do like a crosstalk, like an interview crosstalk, right? Between Michael and the writers for Figure Order. We can maybe do it in like a writing form, like a special cocktail break room. Oh yeah, or we can do like maybe not video.
Oh yeah, what? Like I'm gonna go interview them.
And then it would just.
Eu fico pensando o que eles vão fazer pra ter um lugar do concerto que teve. Porque teve o concerto do LB6 no aniversário. Será que eles vão dar um concerto pra gente também? Com C, tá? Dessa vez é concerto com C.
Não, tá bom, Pita. Tá vendo só aí, Pita?
Ele não tá. Até mais, acabou. Acabou. Acabou!
Acabou!
Opa, vamos lá. Vamos para a escuridão completa ou eles vão mostrar alguma coisa? Escuridão completa. Ah, beleza. Ah, meu Deus do céu. Eu não sei nem o que falar, eu quero deitar. Mas eu ainda tenho que fazer feito Samurai Hamlet pra amanhã, então a minha vida é triste.
Eu vou baixar Final Fantasy XVI Remake pra jogar.
A vida é triste, não tem que fazer Samurai Hamlet, e não tem Final Fantasy Rebirth pra jogar.
Enquanto tem gente que tá jogando o Rebirth, eu vou jogar o SEG Remake.
Força, Japa, obrigado. Obrigado, eu vou precisar. Enfim, fala aí seu boa noite aí, Bernardo.
Boas noites, pessoal.
Boa noite. Agradeço a humilde presença de Igor. Obrigado aí por aguentar até 1 da manhã. E o Rama, vamos esperar que o Rama tá escrevendo a dele. O Rama a gente espera. Vai lá, Rama, manda a braba. Não me esqueça. Cara, eu tô com fome, tô com sede, eu tô com tudo, velho, ao mesmo tempo. Essa live tirou tudo de mim. Uma exímia noite a todos que comparecerem. Minha mente já se esgotou, então não há uma finalização decente escrita. Peço encarecidamente que contente-se com um simplório boa noite. Mas é isso, mais uma vez. Ah, tudo bem, cara, não precisa... Também não sou muito de interagir nem comentar em YouTube, não. Até porque quando eu faço isso eu sou banido do canal das pessoas. Abraço, L. Abraço. Não, isso aí não fez nada não, cara, tá? Você foi a pessoa mais certa dessa live. Mas eu vou me despedindo então por aqui. Espero ver todo mundo que assiste essa live depois. Ou, sei lá, que só caia aqui de alguma forma. Eu espero ver encarecidamente todos vocês no meu próximo roll. E... falou!